For more than 75 years, the March of Dimes has been the leading organization for the prevention of premature births, birth defects, and infant mortality. One of many families to benefit from the life-saving research and efforts of the March of Dimes is the Rivera family.
My first pregnancy was pretty typical. I was in labor for 6 hours, and it was a pretty good pregnancy. My second pregnancy was typical up until 34 weeks. I felt a decreased movement in my belly, and it almost felt like the baby was floating. So we called the hospital, and at that point they said that they needed to deliver the baby right away, that something was wrong, they just didn't know what. Going into the C-section, my husband and I were just so confused as to what happened and why this happened.
After baby Dylan's delivery, doctors determined that he had severe brain damage and that both he and Danielle needed to undergo further testing. After running tests on Danielle, it was discovered that she had 3 rare blood clotting disorders that caused a clot to form in her placenta, in turn causing baby Dylan to lose oxygen. Dylan was transferred to Cornell, where he awaited an MRI scan.
They did the MRI and said the brain damage was catastrophic, that he had a huge hole in the left side of his brain and the right side was filled with holes. They didn't think he would survive. They were surprised he had lived a week, but he did. He were able to take him home, and he was like a baby. He was a typical baby. And then at some point he stopped eating. He stopped crying for food. The doctors tried to feed him, I tried to feed him, and he wasn't sucking on his bottle. He wasn't, his brain wasn't reacting. The fluid, I think, was building up in his brain, and they said it almost had liquefied his brain. We had Dylan at home, and we noticed him breathing funny, and we called the nurse to come over, and by the time she got to our house, he had died in my arms. So it was hard. It was really, I mean, we had to make some painful decisions that parents shouldn't have to make.
After the pain of losing their child, the family found hope. Danielle would need to be put on a regime of a therapeutic level of blood thinner and be highly monitored. But with faith and love, there would be 3 additional children born into the Rivera family.
Going into the pregnancies, I really, I prayed a lot. I found some good doctors, and they were great. I did a successful VBAC with JD, and then when JD was 7 months old, I found out I was pregnant again. So it was a surprise, happy surprise. But again, I had to go on my blood thinners. I was highly monitored. I did my shots twice a day, and then Hope was born. I couldn't have had a better name for her. And then I have another successful VBAC with my daughter Shane. After Shane was born, we felt complete. You know, we felt like this is God's plan.
The Rivera family credits their medical team and the March of Dimes for their extensive work and research to giving every baby a fighting chance.
The doctors were great. I was not afraid to go in to see the doctors at any point. They really took great care of him and myself. After Dylan died, I wanted something positive, and I found March of Dimes, and we started doing the walks and raising money for the babies, and it's been a great thing for my family.